Yes. What's going on, everyone? It's another Sunday, an opportunity to just be with y'all, just have another spiritual conversation, this build. This is the H2O show. I'm Big Perm, my partner DJ 360. And we're here every Sunday from 11 to 12 on Wu World Radio. You'll never respect everyone listening. If you're listening on WooWorld.com, that's woo-world.com. If you're listening on the TuneIn app, enough love. Follow us, the H2O show. Follow all the Woo Radio shows, man, because we're doing it strong over here. If you're on the main site, enough respect to you, too. Check out the gear, the news, all the updates. I bet tomorrow's coming out soon, man. I can't wait. December 2nd. Let's go with that. Yeah, man, we have a good show lined up for you, man. We got Papa Wu. He's going to call in. We're going to just build with him, man. It's ill because I spoke to the brother, and he wanted to talk about global genocide. And I was like, yo, let's do it. So we're going to talk about global genocide tonight. Basically, we're going to just build on how there is a plan, an agenda to control population. And how they're going about that? Global genocide in all different forms. Like it's been disputed. What is genocide and how can you classify something as genocide? So we're going to break into that. We'll build on that. He's going to call in. And he's going to have a good time, man, because we do it every Sunday, 11 to 12. I'm part of the DJ 360. He always comes with the ill mixes, because he blends in woo joints. He has like underground joints classics you haven't heard in a minute, and then this flavor, man. That's what it's about, man. The flavor on all levels, with the knowledge, with the music, and this building progressive, collective progression, man. That's what we're doing here. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's my man right there. Yo, man, so we're dope show lined up. Now, I'm not going to talk too much in the beginning, so let's get this music flowing. We'll have Papa Wu call in, and it'll build and have an ill conversation, man. We do this. We do it every Sunday, 11 to 12. On the H2O show, you get that splash of freshness. DJ 360, you know what to do. All right.
Hey, yo, check this out. Right now, you're listening to Wu World Radio. 360 Big Perm H2O show. This is the Chief Jamil Arif telling you to tune in. You're gonna get something exclusive and classic every time. Trust me. One.
What, the Black Nation? I love it. From the day my born when it done no sir. My color the first. I ain't no last. So I expect I do a search. Rasta free. For the youth. Love, woman and child, you, yeah. For you I really have so much love. Dollar bills and coins will fade away. Could never make I so proud. Yeah. Love, woman and child, oh yeah. For you I got so much love. Dollar bills and coins will fade away. They could never make I proud. Allowed, motherland Africa still remains so fine. Empresses and emperors living from in those times. I know you're the first to give birth and to mankind. Now let me say you're the urge, Phenomigas divine. Take her to Zion, I give thy praise. That's where my covenant will be always. How have you been going through those things? You've been away for many days. Love, woman and child, yeah. For you I really have so much love. Dollar bills and coins will fade away. Only you could make I proud. Yeah. Black woman and child, you, yeah. For you I really have so much love. Dollar bills and coins will fade away. Then never yet make I proud. Who knows who will tread upon your road just to make things great. Oh yeah, you and the children, I see them in front of your face. I say, keep them close as you live, increase their faith. Marcus Garvey don't save him, save the future from age. Oh, naturally nature is the way to your needs. You were born as the one to conceive, now let my joy put away your grief. You and the child as food as the breeze. Woman and child, you, yeah. For you I'm having so much fun, yeah. Dollar bills and coins will fade away. They could never put I down. Hey, love, woman and child, you, yeah. For you I have so much love. Dollar bills and coins will time and no place for your reason. Junkies watch your thoughts, they manifest activities of your thinking. And we thank you for being a part of my life. Them I wonder how we do this, them grow with hate and hunger. With your profit, but as my locks get longer, hidden heart it a twist. No spread no propaganda, cause you can't stop this. Now them I wonder how the ghetto you just let them grow with hate and hunger. With the profit, but as we locks get longer, hidden heart it on it. We no beg no fee, no sponsor, so no can't stop this. Just say no abomination, so me no business. I hold this up in every nation. This you have to do, no man no better than Jah. And now we are run the crew. When I come in on 2002, they stand against you and hating me. Them just can't go through, them heart not clean nor free. I remind them so much of who they are supposed to be. I'm a royalty, them lost them identity. Now them I wonder how we do this, them grow with hate and hunger. With a profit, but as we locks get longer, hidden heart it a twist. No spread no propaganda, cause you can't stop this. Every man for their own. The fact remains is to wear the crown. Ooh, get off your pumps and crack the door. You are by, this is the Rastaman. This is the Rastaman sound. We are immune to criticism. We know not grudge, we face the challenge and harness the power of love. Now I see you want us to be like a rogue. That's where we can be saturated with all the mud. But now them I wonder how we do this and grow hate and hunger. With our profits, but as we love get longer, hidden heart it a twist. No spread no propaganda, cause you can't stop. Yo, them all a ponder how the youths are slick. They come with all them hunger. Kiss the beat, but as we laps get longer, hidden heart it a twist. Now begging no king, no sponsor, so no can't stop. It is the portion of life, most natural it is nature. And if you know right, me say you can't stay about you. Free yourself and just step over. If you had known your roots, you would be in tune with nature. What are we doing? It's just true. Life was taught we the very things we do. It was ordained for me and you. You have lost your ways, now you don't have a clue. Now them I wonder how we do this, them do with hate and hunger. Future profits, but as them locks get longer, hidden heart it a twist. No spread no propaganda, cause you can't stand this. The whole of them I wonder how the Rastaman so slick. Them grow with hate and hunger. It's a bit, but as them locks get longer, hidden heart them a twist. No spread no propaganda, cause you can't stall. Just say no abomination, so me no business. How this is for each and every one. This you have to do, no man no better than Jah. And now we are on the crew. Wanna come in on the 2002s. They stand against.
I'm saying what I feel, you know what I'm saying? Say whatever comes out. Hot. Yeah, nobody's perfect, baby. Nah, we all make mistakes. That's just life. It's part of life, part of growing up, you know. I'm hearing whispers in the dark. Heaven at a glance, see them cats with the mill whips park. Never had a chance. I dreamt of them as I slipped from my mother's hands into the shadows of the night. She never understands. So here I am, born again with the fire stance. Mind dilapidated, whole block was crack related. My uncle never made it. He died young, right in front of my eyes, yo. I never cried once, nah. I took that pain and mastered it. No time for arrogance. I was destined to rise like the Nazareth. Sweet memory smeared by street misery. Passing beers while the years seem to slip from me now. My rhyme patterns be similar to struck matches. Running with cats known to tuck ratchets. Time elapsing. In the midst I felt my mind collapsing. Young boys coming up wrong with dumb passions. But that's how it happened, right? Yeah. Life, the journey of life. We all go back and forth. Yo, it's like an undying love, matrimony and blood, the ink that fills my diary. Or like statues of Mary with eyes that bleed and stigmata, the painful sermons of street prophets. Yo, my soul's casted, the life for this black bastard, holding his guns, keeping his hash lit. And everybody's in search of a fast fix, whether it's getting high or pussy from some bitch. And if you ask me right now, my nigga, it's past sick. We make it rain money while some young mother strips. Her pride broken, her eyes burn a hole in my heart. I feel the guilt when I'm alone in the dark. Let me be the first to apologize for your pain, though it isn't much. I give you words in exchange. Hopefully, I find the same strength to explain the same shit to my daughter before she gets that age. But that's on another page. Yeah, nobody hurt me, baby. Don't worry about the things you did. Stay focused on the things you can do, you know? Yo, that is no paradise. Diaries of a dying dream of being haunted by demons at night. I try to scream. It's like the exorcism of Emily Rose. It seems heaven is far, yet the devil is closer. It's either run hiding or return firing. Stay pure-minded, body, you'll get it hogging. Surfing, slithering, whispering that I should sin, but I admit that I ain't no saint. But where do I begin? Seeing other lost souls like me, caught up in the same war between service and greed. Finding purpose in your dreams, or watching your whole world operate like steam. I've seen things while blowing and tossing dice, knowing the source of life. What are your omens like? Holding crosses tight. And if I knew then what I knew now, I'd be a prince at the heart of the game with a gold crown. But yo, that's how it goes down, right?
Hey yo, how much you gonna flip 5 piece for love? Word? Well, let me get that. Early, yeah.
Peace to the God. Pour out a little liquor. Shame on a nigga, I heard the Reaper done came to get you. So I done copped this fifth up vodka, and in your honor, I've grown this fetish for loose ladies and baby mama. Some say it's bad karma. What you do, man, ain't come back on ya. Music got us up off them crack corners. Now I'ma swallow this whole bottle for old dirty. Damn it, hurt me. I hate it when brothers go early.
Works of my son, he gon' remember you. Rubbing on his statue in his lab that resemble you. And what it meant to woo. Us forming like a family, you just blew. You was the chess piece on the board that made us look true. Watching your pen swish, you love frying kingfish. You the pearl in the ocean, I'm on the land piss. Now you moving more prestigious. Me hitting the street, I know it's real. Guess I slept with the black Jesus.
When I heard that his body expired, it was hard for me to believe my brother retired. Suddenly the clock stopped and the room started spinning. How can he walk off the field during the first inning? I cried like a baby on the way to his place of death. Hate not being there the minutes before he left. Now I'm in the booth 10 feet from where he lay dead. I think about him on this song and what he might have said.
First heard the word, I needed air to clear my head. I know you didn't say what I thought you said. My brother's dead, you crazy. Another dirty prank to get the family cranked. Y'all niggas shouldn't play like that. I know how you feel, Lord, but it's real. And I still can't believe, and my heart still grieves the loss. There's no pretending. Ace on unique, love wine and fine women. We singing on tour, ooh baby, we like it raw.
battle on your born day, God. Tried hard not to cry, I still can't hide the scars, and I still ask why to God. Analyzing your form as I stood there beside your mom, and I shared the blame, cause you was calling for help, kid. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, at the time I was selfish. I carry on your struggle, he say it really hurts me. I really miss you, Russell. Hope you forgive me, dirty.
I've gone through life pretending that time will change the ending. I've gone through life pretending that time will change the ending.
Yo, these balls I wanna crash and put my fist through. Shout out to Dirty, let the whole world miss you. Reach out and kiss you in your coffin. My heart races. I drop tears and watch my nigga fall from greatness. It's all wasted, flushed down the drain. And soon as the news hit me, I bust out with pain and rivers I cried. My brother just died. I'ma see you, my nigga, on the other side.
I've gone through life pretending that time will change the ending. I've gone through life pretending that time will change the ending.
Oh man, how do I say goodbye? It's always the good ones that have to die. It's harder without you, God. I shouldn't have doubted you when you said that the passion of Christ was all about you. From the Guard Mobile to Linden Plaza to Brownsville, Florida to Ohio to put in the Park Hill. You interrupted Grammy, said woo for the kids. Took 4 or 5 shots when they rushed in the crib. Trip House 7 cracked your ribs, cops shot your whip. You've been chased by the pigs, so the 4-year bid. Crash cars, still came out without a scar. They try to keep your free spirit trapped in a jar, so you'll keep your mouth shut and not tell the world who's who and what's what. And probably go nuts, how we treat them hoes. Dirt, how we treat them hoes. Up and never coffee dirt.
I've gone through life pretending that time will change the ending.
Renaissance. Razor Rubies, let's go. Tell 'em I was born in the era of kings, of heroin dreams. Now I be a Maccabee, spread my wings. I ain't tripping over material bling. I analyze over Billie Holiday, the queen. What was Marvin Gaye thinking when he wrote that theme, The Trouble Man? Why his pops had a gun in his hand? Damn, hip hop go the way back then. Daddy used to sing doo-wop with 2 of his friends. I seen the ooh-wop when I was like 10, excited by sin. I got my first gold front from Ben. 89, I was in the Rakim for dropping gems. Most niggas learned a lot from him. Grandma used to cook the sounds of Sam Cooke. Mid-60s, my mom's the mood, the red hook. Same hood Al Capone was put and got his rep as a crook in them criminal books. We don't look. When crack hit, I could never forget. In 92, Daily was hit by gun clips. You had to pump if you wanted some kicks. The best product on the block, it was quicker to flip. We had whips, but it wasn't legit. I reminisce Calvin Klein, he was running the shit. 7'6" came a heavenly prince with one gift to uplift by the name Sharon Smith. Dedicated to Miss Caroline Smith. Special love and respect to real true pioneers. Yeah, people like Ray Charles. We in here. Barry White. Let's get back into the Hall of Fame. Come on.
It's like we all just beats on a string. Some is blind like the box of that bleed in the ring. From a cut opened up above his right eye. Body all black and blue like the Brooklyn night sky. Bobbing and weaving and dodging the propaganda. My rap take it back like shopping at Alexander's. My mama had the fly afro. My father cooked for a week. The leftovers was a casserole. We didn't have much, no, but with a little bit of love, made do with the little bit we had, yo. We in the new millennium. Granny still sing him slow. Jim Crow still keep the blacks po. Look, we blessed with the power to move people on music. It's a natural resources and we use it to broadcast and transmit live from hell. But don't kill you, make it stronger, I'm alive to tell.
Hurry up, man. Yo, make sure you write it on the wall. Make sure it say Renaissance Child, Talib Kweli, yeah, MF Doom, written for the babies. Let's go.
Big slick talk with a cork full of north. Of course, New York floors don't know blue pork. Before you walk across, look both ways. The third and the fourth for them nowadays old phase. Kept a dog with a wood leg and hustled all night in the fog on the rag. Even dressed like a bum and could beg. Instead did the other on the strength. What a good egg. Been bred to win since head spins. Ooh, them gems. Spread too thin, depends on who's losing. Heads do spin, it's deaded. Now who's in? The gang's all here, enough combined slang to bang all year. It's on like I ain't never been on cordless before. Report for lawless bosses offshore. With horses, hay, tablets, made him with rabbits' habits till they hate him and had it, damn it. And he's gone with the wind, dead wrong, a song with a spin and a grin. Out of style with the blowout, the mild-mannered smile like a foul wild Spaniard on the show out. Vaughn, the one you chick adorn, why stick it if you got a slipper slicker on? Victor Vaughn.
Yeah, to all the Cadillac riders, and it's signed. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. All the fathers with the godfathers, hip hop lives forever, forever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever. This is something you're gonna be able to pass down to your babies from generation to generation. That's right, alright? One love.
Yeah, we're back. Listen to the H2O show. I'm Big Perm, my partner DJ 360. And DJ 360, man, he be playing some tough tunes, man. He started off with Sizzla. He played, enough respect to Rosewood and Smooth and Huss from DigiCrates, man. Like, those cats are really doing their thing. And cats are doing their thing. The album is actually moving on the charts. So check that out. It's Rosewood with Huss and Smooth. And that's digicrates.com. You know what I mean? Like I said, we play Wu joints, we play underground joints, play cats on the come up. That's what we're about. About good tunes and knowledge and just good discussion. We also played Life Changes from Wu-Tang. Happy Born Day to Old Dirty. You know what I mean? Enough respect to him and the whole fam, stay in power. It would have been his 46th birthday. You know what I mean? Definitely enough respect to old Cyrus. You know what I mean? That dude had tremendous impact on a lot of people's lives. And we got to appreciate that. You know what I mean? Definitely. And as we do every week, we always have a conversation, discussion. And tonight we're talking about global genocide. And a little bit we're going to be building with Papa Wu. But let me just get you a little introduction to what we're going to be talking about. Global genocide, like, when he discussed this with me to actually bring this as a topic, I was like, yes, it's a great topic because this has been actually an agenda that's been around since the 70s. There's something that's called the Global Report 2000. This is a report that in 1977, the Carter administration, they had what's called it's like a business plan for the future. And what this thing was actually saying was that according to the rate of growth of the world, that the population by 1984 would be 4 billion, and by the 2000s would be 7 billion. Now, what this suggests to them was like, okay, our resources are depleting. So if our resources are depleting, how do we keep our level of lifestyle? So what they came up with is controlling the population. So now, controlling the population, you can't stop people from having kids. So how can you really control the population? What do you have to do? So what these agendas were initiated were to control the population through all different forms. One of those forms is genocide. You know what I mean? There's all different types of genocide. There's been wars all over the world. Wars set up in Africa, wars set up in South America, in the Middle East. Of course, we all know about that because it's still going on to this day. Wars in Russia, wars in the Far East. Then you take it to another level. We've had famine, people starving to death all over the world. And if you bring it to the U.S., cancer is one of the number one killers right now in the U.S. because of what we eat, what we intake, smoking cigarettes. It's so powerful how this was initiated in the 70s, and we're seeing the results now. Bird flu, swine flu, SARS, Ebola. They're all related. And I was watching a documentary. It's really interesting. This guy is a doctor. He actually was in Sierra Leone about 3 years before the AIDS epidemic even started. And what he was talking about in this documentary, he was mentioning how they were giving out smallpox vaccines all throughout Africa and all throughout South America, especially in Brazil. Now, if you don't know anything, Brazil is the most black-dominated country in South America, excuse me. And in Africa, of course, you never really know what the domination of the whole entire continent is. We don't need to go in there. But what he was saying is, when they gave out the smallpox, all of a sudden the epidemic of HIV came out right after this smallpox vaccine was given throughout the whole continent. So he's putting ties together how they're actually implementing plans to control the population. Now, if you go back to this day, today, Ebola. Now, they had this big fear in this country, and there's been a small handful of people actually passed away from Ebola in this country, but yet they're promoting this vaccine. And then after the elections, the whole Ebola thing went swept under the carpet. So, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things you have to really pay attention to, and that's what we're paying attention to. That's why I love the fact that you brought this up. So we're going to go into that even deeper when we get him on the phone, just build on that. Because that's what it's about, man. We got to really open our eyes to what's really going on so we can be aware. There's actual agendas out there to make sure that certain individuals can prosper no matter what. Can prosper in their element and stay wealthy and stay affluent while everyone else struggles. And since we're depleting resources, to them it's a natural connection to, okay, if you got a dwindling resource, a business plan would tell you, what do you got to do? You got to cut the demand. You can't cut the supplies, you got to cut the demand. You cut the demand by how? Controlling the population. It's all wrapped together. It all comes together. And this is something that really got to sink in and absorb. You know what I mean? So basically, if you think about it, this started in the 70s. Actually, there was a 1972, this group of, as a think tank called the Club of Rome. Google that, please. I actually Googled it and I found it fascinating. It was all social leaders. The Club of Rome. All social leaders around Europe. Military forces, scientists, but they're all based out of Europe. So this think tank was thinking like, okay, in 1972 they wrote a book called Limiting the Growth, because they realized the way the system's set up, the way we use our resources, there's not going to be enough resources into the future. So they're already thinking about 2053 since the 1970s. Because what they did with this book, they updated every 5 years since 1972. So every 5 years they're putting updates to see what's going on and where we're at. Why? You know what I mean? That's the question we're asking. Why? So basically, as you will just think about that, we're going to let my man DJ 360 get some tunes. This is the H2O show. I'm Big Perm, my partner DJ 360. We're here every Sunday, 11 to 12, impacting lives one Sunday at a time.
If there is any such thing at all as intelligence. If there is any such thing at all as intelligence. If there is any such thing at all as intelligence and love and beauty, well, you found it in other people.
Sitting in my chair, then the vision appears. Staring at the wall turned into the spheres. And the spheres held the planet, someone distant, some near. Out of limits, I in the instant was there. Warm currents were rushing.
If there is any such thing at all as intelligence and love. If there is any such thing at all as intelligence and love and beauty,
well, you found it in other people.
Sitting in my chair, then the vision appears. Staring at the wall turned into the spheres. And the spheres held the planet, someone distant, some near. Out of limits, I in the instant was there. Warm currents were rushing, infinities came in abundance. Century seasons, only by the dozens. Prophesied that I coming, and it was told I hold the mic way beyond the hundreds. The mic turned to greatness. Greatness took me to the sacred places to give through glory over me like a blanket. Then I reclined so I could see the design. Voice said, close your eyes, cause all we need is your mind. And the rhyme, like a storm as the currents blew me on through gases. I saw places where planets were born. And the voice that spoke to my ghost majestic. Let's show you the essence. Let's reveal to you the presence. The seventh seal of the heavens. Within the will, the legend. The seal of the lesson, the skill is perfection. Kneel before the weapon, out chemists of the sinners to heal within the message to build effervescence. I felt shadows all around me. They said there's just the pharaohs trying to crown me. There's tarots and crystal balls within your boundary. You're now free to explore all the visions and encounters your mind can soar. For all the wisdom and accounts, a psychic's mystique. I've been writing for weeks. Every time I say a rhyme, it whitens my teeth. Make angels pillars of stone, people pillars of salt. What I reveal under the cloth when the killer would talk. Swimming in the cosmic gulf, in the rivers of thought, where the healers was taught, but in the mirror seemed lost. And they finished the planet Tiamat on the Shabbat. Then they planted eating crops in the evening would drop. When there was nothingness, that's when y'all made the covenant. On the cross, his blood would drip in the cost, the buzzards pick. Time and admiration, stress and aggravation. I don't do yoga, but I can stretch imagination. God tears turns to prayer beads, falls over the neck of a cardinal wearing the wooden Mary, whispering verses over the buried in the Celtic cemetery. And he held it to his visions were heavy, like a time machine. Saw the dynasty of kings. The mind is was seen, the skyline turned to red. We wear paint, beads, water or oil. Saint, holy men, beg or royal. Angels, devils, or aliens. Which you believe in more? Do you receive or restore? Do you want peace or war? Do you wish to live free of our law? It gets deep to the core. We perform prayers, fasting and charities, go on pilgrimage. But do we know what real healing is? Research a million of years, the real healing is here. Without the billion, I became a billionaire. From natural disaster to the days of dinosaurs and raptors, to common law, to all kinds of war, so the rapture.
The truth is that which needs to be told, and true creation is that which needs to be created.
Yeah.
Static select.
1, 2, 1, 2, let's ride. Yeah. Slum villain, slave to the page, always keep my tongue spilling. Know I spit the dope until I get the numb feeling. Tell me how them lungs feel when they last run the track, tryna treadmills. Dollar bills can't conceal the real deal. It's still lyric kill, skill that will appeal. Shots fire at the wheel, I be in the field. Feeling ready to die, been ready to kill. Plus I'm ready to rise for any one of my guys. Can't look me in my eyes, say I'm telling a lie. Head in the sky, on the better side. I'm from the bed style, where the homicide rate is getting pretty high. If money my religion, truth is better than my jeans. Probably spot the Buddha man picking through the seams. When them at the banquet and hit the bank still. Jesus got the wheel, I'm so tech-filled. The happiest days of my life. But take it from me now, just a slave to the mic. Wait, hold up, I don't think this chain fit me right. Got a couple loose schools, now I write like my brain got swollen. 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 Super. Yeah. And can you say New York City? And can you say New York City? 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 And can you say New York City? And can you say New York City? Slum villain, slave to the page, always keep my tongue spilling. Know I spit the dope until I get the numb feeling. Tell me how them lungs feel when they last run the track, tryna treadmills. Dollar bills can't conceal the real deal. It's still lyric kill, skill that will appeal. Shots fire at the wheel, I be in the field. Feeling ready to die, been ready to kill. Plus I'm ready to rise for any one of my guys. Can't look me in my eyes, say I'm telling a lie. Head in the sky, on the better side. I'm from the bed style, where the homicide rate is getting pretty high. If money my religion, truth is better than my jeans. Probably spot the Buddha man picking through the seams. When them at the banquet and hit the bank still. Jesus got the wheel, I'm so tech-filled. The happiest days of my life. But take it from me now, just a slave to the mic. Wait, hold up, I don't think this chain fit me right. Got a couple loose schools, now I write like my brain got swollen. 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 Super.
360 Big Pun H2O Show.
In New York City. Can you say New York City? Can you say New York City? And can you say New York City? And can you say New York City?
can you say New York City? Can you say New York City? Can you say New York City? Can you say New York City? And can you say New York City? And can you say New York City? Salute, God. Sam boys. Just rap, music / visionary. Dodge the pen with the pen, not the cemetery. Lyrically push the envelope with every MP3 release. More rappers deceased. The game needs a sweep. Look before you seek. Pull up in the rows or rolls out concrete. Grew up on the locks, underrated like chic. They were told, so they owe. Not you, but me. Drop the price to kill competition. Cop 2 chains, my ice like repetition. I don't fabricate, tell lies or predictions. I'm a soldier at war. Tom Cruise do the mission, accomplished with precision. Those words too big for you. Let me make it simple, just to get rid of you. King of Manhattan, wearing chancletas. 10 flag, que bonita bandera. Bodega, 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 bodega. I got the hood saying bodega, 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 bodega. I got the bitches saying bodega, 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 bodega. I got the killers saying bodega, 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 bodega. I got the dealers saying bodega. Chinchilla in the summer, how you fade? Don't turn into a mark for the ice like Messier. I'ma bring back agua, stop reaching for the well, or leave the scene messy like Lionel. Double S, Chevy Chevelle, head spin like Latrell. Robin, giving niggas hell, kept the iron like Mike Tyson. Center of attention in NY, so why continue writing? Fool. Why continue fighting when your heart pumps 16 handles? Before I turn 18, Poppy lit up 16 candles. Break a beat down to the sample. Middle finger, fuck you, suck a dick. Then I say thank you. Grateful for the dead, that's word to Jesus send. King of Uptown wearing chancletas. 10 flag, que bonita bandera. No. Bodega, 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 bodega. I got the hood saying bodega, 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 bodega. I got the bitches saying bodega, 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 bodega. I got the killers saying bodega, 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 bodega. I got the dealers saying bodega.
Piece of us? We want a piece of y'all. Yo, man, we wouldn't mind firing y'all up. Just that my man Lil Boy just want to fire up that punk wolf again.
He's ready. Y'all just name the time and the place and we'll be there.
Well, this is the place, and you know this is the time.
Let's get it on then.
Solid.
Yeah. Scandalous. Yeah, miraculous. The awesomeness.
Yeah. Yo. Welcome to the school of the older gods. They put me on the cause. It was more than a squad alone. The streets we roam so easily lost. No on street degree like we studied abroad. Higher level, approach the floor with more tactics. Intel support, resort for more traffic. Careful on the phone, gotta hold more static. Time for action, gotta eat. We fasted. Smuggle heat crafted in a craftmatic. Get the cash, shotgun brown, flick the ashes. Peeled out, back to the park by the stadium. Liquor store got a bag of bill from an Arabian called crack. Tell around a week I'll be right back. Gotta get this money, baby, we shaking the train tracks and move like 1,000 horses galloping. Hit the gas, the look on his face so adamant. One jab to leave your chatterbox rattling. Snitch bitch wanna be down, now we tattling.
Pardon me, Lord, he move more white than the Vatican.
And I'm a chef, I can cook it with pots and spatulas. Let the fire boil the water till it's concrete. And if you wanna sample that dope, just call
They
me.
better wake up and smell the coffee. We've been having games zip locked up, you know the story. Ron O'Neal rap, Curtis Mayfield on the soundtrack. Black like Donnie at Roberta Flack. Stack chips in Vegas, listening to Take 6 in the tape deck. Ball like hoops at the rec center. Far from what you call beginner. Quick to slice up the ball like ninjas. Rhyme sharp as darts, your heart to the dartboard. That's the aim I shoot for when I record. But other than that, I'm lounging black. Peace to man, woman, and child all across the map.
Scandalous. Yeah, miraculous. The arsonist. Yo, kick down the door in the spot 260, 2L. I heard they had O's for sale. I heard the same shit, money drive a burgundy whip. Keep a low ladies like some places in great pay. Where's the cat from? Think he's from New Jerusalem. Pretty Rick did his thing for him, but he was using him. Boss, son, younger, physical. You know the guard, he go with Tim. You want to call love off guard? Why quality self? I know the master law now. It's time to get the guard you and blow like mines. But on the low, I heard he got born original sin back in the drive on Kentucky Fried. Set up his act, we gotta get him done. Aliens snatching up bread. UFOs moving in with bigger plans than Fed Joe. Knock on Daddy-O's door, get the scope. He's not home. He took Ishmael apart slope. They go to Dread Joe, swindle 2 bags of that scope to get you crashed out, had you laid out like bones. Peace, Kiana. What's up with your girlfriend Wanda? She drive a cream Honda with legs like Jane Fonda. I just left her. She took Raging in the path marked and jetted to Canada to get her man some clocks. She should be back in 90 minutes. Ghostface called for bitch. She said BCW was watching the kids.
2 hours later, scheming like De Niro in Casino. Son better have more coke than Al Pacino. Kiana ain't telling no lies. Last year she did a sting and a half. And Tyreek bought him an aircraft. But anyway, yo, daddy on home. We need the shot his near down. When we get back, go do a fit out. Later that night, stay mesmerized. Yo, go get the 3-5. Meet you on the corner now. Why? You ready? You got the E&J and the machete. We going upstairs. I hope one nigga is heavy. We walked in, both of us look like terrorists. Mask on, second floor done. Yo, I handle this. Kick in the crib, the whole shit look graphical, natural. Fucking a white bitch, actual fiends chanting. Do you think Chef Hanlon? I shot him in the neck and ricocheted, hit Carolyn. Ran to the back, analyzing much disguise. And surprising coming in the eyes and tranquilized and bugging. Throwing the twin cousins at his nugget. Fuck it, me shoddy, waddy, slug, body hopping. Where the drugs, where the ounces you be bouncing. Fake cats announcing on the block, you lounging. Where the blow at? I ain't got shit, stop frontin'.
Yo, Chef, throw the joint in his mouth. One of you start stunting, bitch. Show that pit before I push a wig back. Chef, start waving that. Show him where the payback.
Come here, Valerie. You know the guard, he need a salary. Put down the pipe, here's 2 tickets to a coke gallery. It's in the kitchen in the ceiling.
Baby girl kept skrilling, only found a white block of cheese from New Zealand.
Wrong, gonna give it to you. Yeah. Yeah, man. This is the H2O show. I'm Big Perm. We're partner DJ 360. Playing some joints. You heard a little Ghostface. You heard a little. Actually, you heard a new joint from El Rey, Bodega Benz. I like that. It's kind of smooth and funky at the same time. Heard that Kev Brown. That's what we do here, man. We wrap the tunes around some knowledge and then have you enjoy both of them, man. Because with the knowledge and the music, you can't go wrong. So yeah, we're talking about global genocide tonight. Basically building on how there's an agenda to control the population. And it's something that's actually throughout the whole world. And it comes in different forms. We mentioned the famine. There have been famines in Africa, India, most recently, that just been devastating the countries, man. Like millions and millions of people are dying just from because they don't have enough food. Then over here in the States, they have all different types of different things going on, man. You got cancer, you have GMOs, you have different viruses coming out. It's all ways to just really depopulate the whole world. Because like I said, they expect the population to be 7 billion, and now the resources are going low, so it's like they have to do these different ways to eliminate people to take away from their resources. Now who's they? Who am I talking about? The affluent, the wealthy, the ones who actually are able to put something in place to have something like this go on. So like I was saying before, check this out, Google this, the Club of Rome. Because when I actually found out about them, I didn't know what it was. And I did my research, and it's very, very interesting, man. Because, like I said, they put out a book in 1972, Limit the Growth. And they basically, the book just goes into how the way our system's set up, there's no way we have enough resources. And they're talking about the year 2053. So what are they doing is they're trying to just have different ways to make sure the resources are available. So like, there's only one way to do that: controlling the population. Because when you control the population, there's more supply for the ones who are able to actually benefit from this. So definitely check that out, man. Check out the Global Report 2000. It was started in 1977, the Carter administration. And pretty much check out the Club of Rome, the think tank of all social political leaders and scientists from Europe. And actually China as well. I saw a couple of from China as well. So it just shows you how we really have to be aware of what's going on. And you have to be aware of all the stuff we try to tell you, because we had shows before about preventative measures. We'll have more shows about that too, where like we have different ways to make yourself immune as best as possible to be able to withstand anything that comes your way. Now there's certain things you can't be immune to, like warfare. But now it's evolved from that. It's not really about warfare anymore. Like a lot of these wars, like World War I and World War II, were created to just, at the end of the day, just really make money and, like I said, eliminate people. What happens in war? People die. You know what I'm saying? They die at a intense, increased rate. So, but you can't have wars all the time, because, you know what I'm saying, people will not respect that and not withstand that. So it's like, okay, we have to try to do this different ways, like behind the closet, like, so you don't know what's really going on. So like, how can we stop this? Awareness. We got to be aware. By doing awareness with research. You do the research, you're aware, you gain the knowledge, you're able to be proactive, so you understand what's going on. So you don't fall for the okie doke. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, man. Just really understanding how important this really is. Because now, when they do these different agendas, they're targeting people to basically areas. Like, for example, there's a story about the Aborigines in Australia. When the British first got there, they actually settled on their hunting land. So now, when they settled on their hunting land, the Aborigines was just trying to just really find out what was going on. So instead of really trying to come in harmony with them, they eliminated them. It came to the point where actually the governor they put in place, the British governor, had to come in and make sure that they eliminate the whole race. And it's ill when you really think about that. They were trying to eliminate a whole race in Australia. Now when you go to Australia, what do you see mostly? Blonde, blue-eyed, pale. You know what I mean? And it's not to say anything against that, but it's just to show you how there is agendas in place. There are things in place that are actually working and being effective. So like they're eliminating populations in all different areas where they feel the people are less. And we can't have that, man. We can't have that going on. So that's why we do this show. That's why we actually come on here and just build. Like I said, we play dope tunes, but at the end of the day, it's about really getting the message across, understanding what's really going on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? This is the H2O show. I'm Big Perm, DJ 360. And that's what it's about, man. Impacting lives every Sunday. We're here every Sunday, 11 to 12. And we're just really trying to see how we can affect your life in a positive way, so you can actually, you know what I'm saying, know what's going on, be prepared. And we do it with the ill Wu tracks behind us. Because it's raw, man. This is raw. This is real. And that's what we're about, man. This raw realness. When it comes to the music, when it comes to the knowledge, when it comes to the discussions. Like, we discuss all different type of things. Like tonight we're discussing global genocide. Other times we'll discuss food for your wellness, health, political current events. Like, this is what it's about, man. It's about real topics that can actually affect your life on an everyday level. So now we're talking about global genocide. And what we have to do, instead of trying to eliminate people, is actually take an alternative approach that's actually out there, but they don't refuse to do that because at the end of the day, they don't want to change. Because if you go to renewable energy, things that can actually, because if this is something I learned the other day, if you absorb the sun for one day, it can actually give energy for the entire year. One day's sun's energy can energize the whole world for an entire year. Let's let that sink in for a second. So now we have wind energy, we have solar energy, we have hydro energy. There were different type of energies. They actually, we talked about before, with algae. They turn algae into fuel, and they're actually using that for commercial planes and ships already. To this day, right now, it's going on right now. So it's like we don't have to really eliminate people to keep our resources. But at the end of the day, those who are in charge, those who have these things in place, the old establishment, they don't want change because that costs money. If you got to change your ways, it costs money. You got to get rid of all that, have a new overhead. It's all about business. Like I said, they treat people like they're numbers, and they don't really see the actual human in the being. And that's where we have to change that. We have to change that one day at a time, consistently talking about things like this. Because at the end of the day, if we don't talk about it, it's going to be swept under the carpet, and their plan's going to keep going on. And then we'll be like, yo, where we at? Where we at going in the future? It's all about the future. It's about our kids. I got a daughter, so I got to, you know what I'm saying? Stop it now. Stop it as soon as we can. Because at the end of the day, if we don't change things now, it's going to keep going the way they're going. Because like I said, this started in the 70s, man. We're in 2014. About to go into 2015. Think about that for a second. 1972 is when this book came out. 1972 is when this think tank was organized. 1977 is when that global report came out to say, hey, listen, if you don't stop the population from growing, we're going to run out of resources. That's a long, long, long time ago. So if you just find out about this now, they got a head start. So it's like, okay, how do we get proactive with this? Like I said, we just have to find ways to implement it and spread the word and really use our power, because the power's in numbers, the power's in communities, the power's in communities all over the world. If you all have the right consciousness, we can actually affect the world and change it. And they know this. That's why we get distracted. You know what I mean? That's why we have short attention spans now. That's why there's so many different things to speak about except knowledge, except the right way of living, which is harmonious. It's supposed to be harmonious for all kinds, so we can all this flourish, man. Because at the end of the day, like I was saying before, the sun can power the world. One day's sun, energy of the sun, can power the entire world for a year. You know what I'm saying? Really let that sink in. As you hear that dope track from the original Wu-Tang album. It's Have Me a Fan Forever. You know what I mean? The Wu to do it strong, man. 360's doing his thing with that mix right there. Alright? So yeah, man, that's what we're talking about today. Global Genocide. And this, like I said, Google the stuff I was talking about. Google the Club of Rome. Google the Global Report 2000. You know what I'm saying? Go on YouTube. Just put that in the search and really talk about that. Because it's like, there's mad different documentaries on this. You know what I mean? I actually had to study about 3 of them before I got on here. Because I knew something about this, but like, you always got to do your research, man, so you know what you're talking about. Because you don't want to be talking about what you don't know what to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But this is the H2O show, 11 to 12. We're here every Sunday. Thank y'all for listening. Yo, it's always a pleasure to build with y'all, man, because the show's about building, man. It's about really reaching you and taking you to another level. You know what I mean? And coming up this Wednesday, I just want to let you know a little something. We're having actually an open mic in Brooklyn, man. So if you got skills, if you want to see some serious talent, because we got some showcases going on too. And if you want to see DJ 360 actually get on the 1s and 2s and do his thing live, in person, come to Brooklyn Nights this Wednesday, November 19th. Starts at 9 o'clock, ends at 2. You know what I mean? If you, like I said, if you got skills, open mic, you can jump on the mic. We got a showcase too. Matter of fact, we have cats from the Stronghold. This is like an old underground movement. This is actually the movement that Immortal Technique came out of, with Lifelong, Slave Sever. You know what I'm saying? Do your hip hop underground research. Check that out. But yeah, we're gonna be at Brooklyn Nights, 497 DeKalb Avenue. It's on the corner of Franklin and DeKalb. That's Brooklyn Nights. And that's the H2O show doing an open mic showcase with my man DJ Emo at the same time with Thunderground. I respected him. You know what I mean? It's all love, man. All praise due to the Most High, for sure. Because without him, none of us would be here to actually talk with y'all, build with y'all. That's what it's about, building. Enough respect to Papa Wu. We'll try to get him on next time. We got a little issue come up, so I mean, we'll handle that. We'll build with him another time, man, because without him, I wouldn't be talking about this topic. You know what I mean? He brought that to me. It was like, let's talk about global genocide, and I was like, yo, I'm with it. because it's about impacting lives, man. We're here every Sunday, 11 to 12. So as we go off, I'm gonna leave you a little some music. This, yeah, man, ride with us, man. We'll be here next week. We're here every Sunday on Wu World Radio. It's H2O Show. I'm Big Perm. I'm partner DJ 360. Where every Sunday you get that splash of freshness. Let's go. Peace. Much love.
Gun under the belly, kinda heavy. Pretty pearl tickle my belly, but steady by the waistline. Thirsty to dump, but thought twice before I took time to waste. Nine of mine in this line, I let him live now. Realize what he did. Perhaps you got a child on the line, and I ain't got time for no bid. She bad enough to warm a squad, already bars in my crib with their guns drawn. Seeking killers, sin who done slid many moons ago. Across town, whereabouts unknown. Heights blaring loud out my Yui, like who give a fuck? A puff of bone as usual. The suspect can never be. A lie sees everything. A bad boy silence is the key to longevity. So take this advice before I reiterate the